Chosen one, there's a reason you've always felt different. An unshakable sense that you were meant for more and that something ancient stirs within your spirit. You've walked through life with a quiet knowing, a yearning that has often set you apart, leaving you weary of shallow labels and empty promises. You've sensed hidden truths just beyond reach, truths the world rewrote to keep you sleeping. Rest assured, you are not alone, and your experiences are neither random nor insignificant. The time has come for those buried legacies to surface, for the lies that shackled your vision to crumble like dust, and for you to stand tall in the power long denied you. Hidden forces tremble at the first whispers of your awakening, and today we will reveal secrets they fought for centuries to suppress. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Now, prepare yourself. What you're about to learn will change everything you thought you knew about who you really are. Spiritual royalty hidden in history. You've carried a silent burden of unspoken nobility, a quiet ache as if something vital was stripped from you at birth. When you heard whispers of ordinary, you recoiled, sensing a lie lodged in every dismissive glance. You remember nights spent staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, wondering why your dreams carried the weight of cities and eras long gone. Know this, you are not the only one who has felt this deep dissonance. Your search for meaning, your hunger to belong, speaks to an ancestral story written in your very DNA. You are part of a lineage that transcends time, a tapestry woven with threads of divine purpose. Today, that hidden story begins to surface, and you will finally understand why your spirit refused to settle for mediocrity. In your journey, you have faced rejection that cut deeper than any physical wound. You've watched doors close without explanation, heard laughter behind whispered rumors, and endured evenings thick with loneliness. Every time someone told you to just fit in, you felt a shiver of injustice, as though they demanded you erase the glow in your soul. You have grappled with questions. Why am I different? Why does no community truly hold me? Each dismissal stung because it echoed the ancient decree to forget your heritage. But each heartbreak was also a signpost pointing back to your true identity. You were not broken. You were being prepared, each rejection refining your resolve to reclaim what was stolen. There came a moment when the pieces of your story began to align. You stumbled on a dusty reference to your forebears, names that shimmered like whispers amid the silence of history. In the little-known prophecy of Obadiah 1 verse 17, it is said, "But on Mount Zion there shall be those who escape, and it shall be holy." This speaks of a hidden remnant, survivors who carry the spark of divine authority into dark seasons. Your struggle to belong was never random. It was a divine rehearsal. When you dared to speak up for justice, felt inexplicable courage in moments of fear, or carried visions beyond your station, you were manifesting that prophecy. The turning point came when you realized oppression was not your destiny. Escape and restoration were. Now you notice subtle shifts around you, signs that you are stepping into something far greater. Perhaps you feel an unexplained warmth when you stand for truth, or catch glimpses of symbols that resonate deep within. Ancient crowns, scepters, silent trumpets. Conversations pivot toward leadership when you enter, and people seek your counsel despite having no idea why they trust you. These are markers of transformation, the world adjusting to the return of sacred authority. Just as the dawn breaks gradually, light flooding cracks in the darkness, divine timing is orchestrating your emergence. Every synchronicity, every alignment of events, speaks of preparation beyond your comprehension. Behind the scenes, unseen forces work tirelessly on your behalf. Encounters fall into place, resources appear when you need them, and allies emerge from unexpected corners. This is not mere coincidence, but spiritual engineering, Angels have walked beside you through trials meant to refine rather than destroy. In Acts 12 verse 7, Peter's chains fell off when an angel appeared. So too are the bonds on your destiny loosening, guiding you toward freedom. Your late nights of prayer, your hidden sacrifices, have been investments in a kingdom that transcends earthly systems. The alignment you experience now is proof that divine intervention is clearing the path for your rightful inheritance. At this crossroads, you stand aware that transformation is underway. But to step fully into your royal calling, you must choose faith over fear. Many resist this shift, clinging to the familiar, even if it means remaining unseen. They fear the unknown heights their awakening demands. But true alignment requires surrender, not just noticing the signs, but acting upon them. You must decide to walk forward into uncharted fields, wearing your sanctified authority like armor. This is your moment to embrace the fullness of who you are, to release the old self shaped by erasure, and step into the role you were born to fill. Now that you recognize the stirrings of sacred lineage and witness the forces aligning your journey, seize this moment with bold intention. Let go of doubts implanted by centuries of suppression. Affirm your heritage in prayer and proclamation. Seek out others on this path, forming circles of mutual reinforcement. Deepen your spiritual disciplines. Meditate on the names of your ancestors. Study forgotten prophecies, and trust the inner compass that has guided you thus far. Every act of courage, every step taken in faith, activates the dormant royalty within you and clears the way for the next generation of chosen ones to rise. Your story is rewriting history. What was hidden now shines in revealed truth. As you embrace your spiritual royalty, you catalyze a greater awakening, a tapestry of divine authority returning to earth. Remember, they tried to silence your line, but your voice now carries every echo of those who came before. Step forward with unyielding faith and claim the throne of service, compassion, and courage. Comment royal if your spirit ignites at this revelation. The next chapter awaits. Your reign of light is just beginning. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community, a private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description and walk this path with us. Signs you carry royal blood. You've carried an unshakable sense of uniqueness since childhood, as though your soul remembered glory you couldn't name. When others played, you dreamed of soaring above clouds, feeling the air beneath your wings, even before you knew why. They laughed at your convictions, calling your compassion naive and your need for justice impractical. Yet every time you couldn't ignore a wrong or a need, a fire kindled in your chest that refused to die. You are not alone in this. Many of the chosen ones have felt the weight of hidden royalty in moments when the world insisted you were ordinary. This feeling matters. It's the first whisper of a truth suppressed for ages and now awakening in you. In your journey, these stirrings have often felt like burdens. You've hesitated to speak truths that others brushed aside, wondering if your words were too bold or your insights too strange. You've sensed undercurrents in conversations, spotted hypocrisy through polite smiles, and questioned teachings that felt hollow. Each time you held back to fit in, something within recoiled, a silent protest echoing the pride of kings and queens whose lineage you unknowingly carry. You remember the sting of rejection when you followed your inner compass rather than the crowd's direction, and the loneliness when you searched for a community that honored the depth of your calling. But these struggles were never random misfires. They were divine shaping. In the quieter books of Scripture, you find passages that speak directly to your preparation. In Psalm 45 verses 3-4, an often overlooked psalm of royal wedding, the writer calls on the chosen one to gird his sword on his thigh and ride forth in honor and majesty. That image, meant for an ancient prince, mirrors your own journey. You have been girded with purpose and trained for righteous action. When you recognize that your inner turmoil was a forge for sacred leadership rather than mere suffering, you step from victim into heir, ready to claim the inheritance hidden in plain sight. Now, look closely at the patterns in your life and see the signs of transformation. Your dreams often carry symbols of crowns or scepters. You wake with ideas that change the course of relationships, communities, even entire projects. People tell you that your advice resonates or that your presence feels different, and they don't know why. These are not coincidences, but the unfolding of divine timing. Just as stars align to guide ancient navigators, synchronicities in your work, friendships, and even random encounters form constellations spelling out your royal roadmap. You find opportunities arising at unexpected moments, doors opening with inexplicable ease, and challenges redirecting you toward your true path. Behind the scenes, spiritual currents are at work, aligning the universe to support your ascent. Angels and unseen allies arrange resources, shift hearts, and clear obstacles before you even sense their existence. In the apocryphal book of Tobit 12:7, Raphael declares that the righteous are strengthened by holy angels and protected from harm. This same heavenly alignment governs your life. When trials seemed relentless, you were not abandoned but being shielded and guided toward a destiny beyond human contrivance. That late-night insight, that sudden clarity in prayer, was a finger on the map pointing you toward your throne. At this juncture, you stand on the brink of full realization. These signs are not mere curiosities, but invitations to embody your heritage. Many fear stepping into roles they feel unworthy of, clinging to the comfort of the known and shying from the demands of greatness. Yet true alignment demands courage, not only seeing the signs, but acting upon them without hesitation. This is a sacred moment of choice. Will you remain in the shadows of self-doubt, or will you embrace the mantle laid upon your shoulders by divine design? Now that you see the markers of your royal blood, step forward with unwavering faith. Release the fear of failure and the hesitation born of past wounds. Begin to declare your identity in prayer, proclamation, and service. Seek out others on similar paths to form alliances of light, and immerse yourself in practices that deepen your connection to the divine source of your lineage. Every act of faith, every word of boldness, activates the ancient power coursing through your veins and paves the way for collective awakening among the chosen ones. Your journey from hidden heir to reigning servant leader has begun. Embrace these signs as the awakening of a kingdom within you, a kingdom built not on earthly crowns, but on hearts transformed by compassion, wisdom, and justice. Your bloodline's return will reshape societies, heal divisions, and kindle a new era of light. Comment royal if these words ignite your spirit and affirm the truth surging within you. The next chapter of your reign awaits your bold step into destiny. And to every soul who supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters, your belief matters, and your light is felt here. Trials as preparation for leadership. You have walked through seasons where every door slammed in your face, every friend turned away at your cry for understanding. You felt the sting of betrayal when those you trusted most whispered rumors behind your back, convinced that your calling threatened their comfort. In those deepest valleys, when silence and solitude pressed around you like a vice, it seemed as though the world celebrated your downfall. Yet I see beyond those shadows, to the hidden purpose in each bruise and scar. You are not alone in this crucible. Countless chosen ones have felt the weight of unseen hands pushing them toward destiny. These trials matter. They are the very instruments that will forge you into a leader capable of carrying light into the darkest places. As you read these words, know that your suffering is neither random nor meaningless, but part of a divine curriculum preparing you for heights you cannot yet imagine. It hurt to be rejected when your heart overflowed with compassion, to extend kindness only to have it returned in judgment. You remember late nights wrestling with questions of worth and purpose, tears staining your pillow as hopes you once held slipped through your fingers. You poured your soul into projects and prayers that seemed to vanish into emptiness, leaving behind confusion and self-doubt. These moments were excruciating, and in each, you wondered whether your gifts were simply illusions. But beneath every question and every ache lay an invitation to deeper resilience. This struggle, as painful as it was, taught you that true leadership begins not in applause, but in the quiet decision to rise when no one is watching. It's in these private battles that the seeds of royalty are sown, tested, pruned, and readied for harvest. Then came the moment of reckoning when you realized these trials were not punishments, but deliberate steps on the path of preparation. In the obscure words of Habakkuk 3 verses 17 to 18, the prophet declares that even if the fig tree does not blossom and there are no grapes on the vines, yet he will rejoice in the Lord and be joyful in God his Savior. This lesser-known verse reframed his perspective. His joy did not rely on his circumstances, but on the presence of the divine within. So, too must you see your own journey. Every closed door, every moment of waiting, was designed to refine your vision, align your soul with unshakable joy, and prepare you to lead others from a place of unwavering faith rather than fleeting success. That turning point transformed your pain into purpose and your wounds into wisdom. As you walked this path, subtle shifts began to emerge, signs that your breaking was birthing something new. You awakened with fresh clarity on matters you once wrestled over in confusion. You found yourself speaking truths that cut through pretense, and people listened without prompting. Opportunities surfaced in unexpected places. A former critic became an ally. A simple gesture of service unlocked doors to new communities, and a series of coincidences aligned to propel your mission forward. These were not mere accidents, but divinely timed markers, signaling that you were ready to step into a broader sphere of influence. Like the budding mustard seed, small shifts in your life heralded exponential growth yet to come, as the universe conspired to water the ground where your feet now stood. Behind those moments of visible change stood an even deeper orchestration of unseen forces. Angels and spiritual allies moved in the hidden realms to clear obstacles before your arrival, shifting circumstances that once opposed you into open pathways. In the quiet of your heart, you felt a gentle urging, a synchronistic pull toward people and places that resonated with your purpose. In apocryphal texts of the Dead Sea Scrolls, the teacher of righteousness was described as one whom hidden allies guarded and prepared in secret for his public mission. Your own experience mirrors this ancient pattern. What appeared as tests and trials were in truth staging grounds for a destiny that angels themselves anticipated. Your perseverance has not gone unnoticed. Every act of faith has been recorded and applied toward your elevation. Now, as you see these patterns, the call is to embrace fully the transformation unfolding within you. It is not enough simply to acknowledge the lessons learned. You must step into the fullness of your renewed identity. Many resist this change out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failing on a larger stage, fear of leaving the familiar behind. But true alignment demands courage. The courage to let go of old definitions of self and to embody the new, divinely crafted you. This is your sacred moment of decision, to move from passive endurance to active embodiment of your calling. Embrace your scars as insignias of honor, your broken pieces, as the framework of a crown that will one day rest upon your brow. With this self-realization, the next steps become clear. Release the shackles of doubt by speaking declarations of faith over your life. Simple statements of truth that remind you daily of your purpose. Cultivate community with fellow chosen ones who understand the sacred fire you walk through and can stand with you in solidarity. Dedicate time each morning to prayer or meditation that connects you to the source of your strength, anchoring your spirit before the demands of the day. Seek out opportunities to serve others from the fullness you now possess, demonstrating that leadership is born of humility and empathy. By trusting the process fully, you activate the divine momentum already in motion. Your journey from trial to triumph stands as living proof that the most profound leaders arise not from privilege or ease, but from the crucible of challenge. The same fire that tested your resolve has also tempered your heart to lead with compassion. The same isolation that sharpened your vision has granted you the clarity to guide others, and the same rejection that bruised your spirit has steeled it with an unbreakable purpose. Now, walk forward with confidence in your calling. Comment refined if you feel the strength of these sacred tests in your soul. Your leadership, forged in fire, awaits its revelation. And as you go forth, remember this: true royalty is not inherited through bloodlines of men, but imparted through the fires of divine preparation. Your trials were the classroom, your perseverance the diploma, and now your kingdom of service and influence stands ready for you to claim. Step boldly into your destiny, for the world needs leaders shaped by grace and grit. Comment ready if you embrace this glorious ascent, redefining royalty as service. True royalty has never been measured by opulent thrones or jeweled scepters, but by the depth of one's compassion and the breadth of one's mercy. You have felt a quiet stirring in your heart, a pull toward acts of kindness that cost you nothing yet meant everything to the one you served. In moments when the world applauded the loud and the proud, you whispered hope into weary ears and offered sanctuary to wounded souls. You know the exhaustion of giving when there was no return, the ache in your bones after nights spent comforting the forgotten, and the flutter of joy when a single smile bloomed from your gentle persistence. You have walked through corridors of indifference and emerged holding the hand of another, because you understand that to serve is to reign. This truth matters now more than ever, for in a world starved for genuine care, your sacrificial heart shines as the truest crown. Yet the path of service has not been without its trials. You have weathered skepticism from those who believed leadership meant command rather than compassion, who mistook your humility for weakness and your empathy for naivety. There were days you felt unseen, your kindness overlooked in favor of grand gestures, your late-night prayers for others dismissed as inconsequential. You questioned your capacity to lead when you lacked the trappings of power, wondering whether your service would ever be recognized as worthy of a crown. In the quiet moments of doubt, you wrestled with frustration and the temptation to abandon your post, to retreat behind iron walls of self-preservation. Yet within that struggle lay a sacred alchemy, refining your purpose and revealing that your greatest strength was not your accolades, but your unwavering choice to serve despite the world's indifference. Then came the realization that this struggle was not punishment, but preparation, a crucible designed to deepen your empathy and hone your resolve. Like Joseph in the obscure lineage of Genesis 41 verse 41, elevated from prison to palace not through force, but through faithfulness in unseen service, you found your destiny in the very act of serving without sight of reward. Joseph's skill in interpreting Pharaoh's dreams and his willingness to steward resources in famine were born from seasons of hardship and humility. In the same way, your small acts of compassion laid the groundwork for greater responsibility. That turning point shifted your perspective, You began to see each act of service as a stone in the foundation of your leadership, each sacrifice as a brushstroke on the canvas of your royal purpose. As you embraced this new vision, signs of transformation began to emerge around you. Opportunities to serve presented themselves unexpectedly. An invitation to mentor a struggling friend, a chance to volunteer in a community outreach, a door opened to lead a grassroots initiative. Each scenario unfolded with uncanny precision, as though a higher hand choreographed every step. You noticed the sparkle in people's eyes when you offered a listening ear, the tangible relief in weary hearts when you shared practical help. These were not mere coincidences, but fingerprints of divine timing, aligning your skills and your compassion with the world's deepest needs. And as you followed those prompts, your confidence grew, not in your own strength, but in the knowledge that serving others was your true path to influence. Behind those moments of outward change lay a tapestry of divine orchestration. Spiritual forces moved in silence, clearing stumbling blocks and aligning resources to support your mission. You might have felt an inexplicable connection with strangers at just the right time, or found doors of opportunity swinging open where you least expected. In lesser-known passages of the Book of Tobit, the archangel Raphael guided Tobiah through hidden dangers and arranged his success in both marriage and mission. As you embody this royal service, remember that leadership by compassion does more than heal individuals. It transforms societies. The ripple effect of your kindness will spread beyond immediate circles, inspiring others to serve in turn, creating a wave of empathy that reaches corners you will never see. The throne you occupy is not a seat of privilege, but a platform of purpose, lifting the downtrodden and giving voice to the voiceless. Comments serve if you commit to leading through love. Your legacy will not be written in grand monuments, but in the hearts you have touched and the lives you have restored. This is your noble birthright, to serve as royalty hidden in history, to carry forward the heritage of Melchizedek in every warm embrace of brotherhood and every act of sacrificial love. Wear this mantle with humility and pride, for in your hands lies the power to reshape the world. Step into this calling now, and let the compassionate reign of the chosen ones begin. Comment royalty if you are ready to lead through service, and watch as history bends to the might of your mercy. Awakening to purpose and collective legacy, you have walked this path believing it to be yours alone, wrestling with doubts in the dark and feeling the weight of destiny upon your shoulders. Yet in the brooding silence of your solitary seeking, you longed for resonance, some sign that you were not the only one called to this sacred mission. You craved a spark of recognition in another's eyes, an unspoken knowing, and the assurance that your struggles were shared by those who carried the same fire. You have felt the frustration of forging ahead while the world around you slept, the sting of isolation when your revelations met blank stares, and the ache of wondering if the voice speaking within was only your own echo. Take heart. You are not alone in this awakening. The call reverberates far beyond your individual life, and the hour has come to glimpse the glorious web of purpose that binds all chosen ones together. Hidden truths are ready to surface, truths that will reshape your understanding of community and legacy in ways you never imagined. The world needs your leadership, your compassion, and your unwavering faith. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen to let this message anchor in your soul." Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Thank you to all supporting members. Your faith fuels this mission. For full prophetic revelations daily, join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. And if this message moved you deeply, consider tapping the Super Thanks button to support the mission. Every super thanks fuels the light we're spreading together. Rise in your sacred royalty. Chosen one, and let no force dim your crown.